Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. My name is Chris. One of my favorite videos to watch when other content creators make them are fragrances related to compliments. Not because I want to buy fragrances so I can get more compliments. I just enjoy the stories behind those videos. And since I love to create content that I love to consume, it's time for another compliment video. I meant to do this mid-year. We're a little bit past mid-year because the fragrances that I've been complimented on the most recently have been fragrances that I've been wearing in the warmer months. I'll do another one at the end of the year, kind of like a end of the year compilation, but these are the fragrances that I've been getting the most compliments on, let's say ever since maybe March. Do I have other fragrances in my collection that I get loads of compliments on? Yes, but they're not gonna make this video because maybe I haven't been wearing them. A perfect example is Meliora. I, for whatever reason, haven't been reaching for it this spring and summer, but it used to be one of my most complimented fragrances. And I need to pick it up again, but it's not gonna make this list because I haven't really been reaching for it. So these are the fragrances that I have been reaching for recently, and every time I wear them, somebody or many people are going to give me a compliment. Now, does this mean that if you wear these fragrances, you're going to get a compliment? No, and I only say that as a disclaimer. So getting that out of the way, let us move on to the fun. And again, before I get started, please let us all know down below some of your most complimented fragrances or fragrances that you wear that people just love it when you wear them, and let us kind of know the stories. The stories, again, are my absolute favorite part of this type of topic. So my favorite Delina to wear in the summer, and the one I've really only been wearing of late, I used to wear Delina Exclusive a lot in the colder weather. I haven't been reaching for it, but Delina La Rosée is just a phenomenal fragrance that I absolutely love in the warmer weather. Now, could I wear this year-round? Yes, but I love this the most in the hot weather. This is that classic, rose lychee combination that's in the backbone of the Delinas, but this one has like a wateriness. It's more aquatic. It has pear, but I get something like watermelon. I get a watermelon pear sweetness. It can get sweet, and this one is strong. So if I have to be easy on the trigger. Otherwise, it's a little bit overwhelming, but it's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, and everyone seems to love it. A fragrance that is just such a nice classic. It's a fruity musk. It's a musk. It's a creamy, fruity musk with some subtle background florals, and it is Musk Therapy. I know when I wear this perfume, somebody's gonna tell me I smell good. And again, that's not why I wear it. But if I'm looking for something inoffensive, I'm going to be in a crowd and I wanna smell good. I wanna have a presence but not be overwhelming, smell classic, smell clean, smell good. This one is such an easy reach for me. It's lots of musk. It's very creamy, it's very fluffy. These musks in here, to me, are not screechy. They're just so well done. And I get a lot of fruits in here. There's black currant and a little bit of orange. Someone told me, like a friend of mine told me, it smelled a little bit like orange juice, and I can get that for sure. Very, very, very light white florals in the background. And my favorite compliment for this one is we had like a work outing at Top Golf. So it's going to be, if you're not familiar with Top Golf, you're outside. You're in your little, I don't know what you call them, stations or alleys. But it's outside. And the server came up to our little group and came close to me and said, "Oh my gosh, you smell so good. Please tell me what you're wearing." She had never heard of it before, so I wrote it down on the napkin that was there at the table. And she said, "Thank you very much." But she said, "I smelled you when I walked by, and I had to come back and ask you what you were wearing." But it's classic, it's good. I wish these weren't as expensive. I have tried some very, very, very good affordable options for this, and I've shown them in prior videos if you're looking for an affordable option. So I also forgot to say in the opening that some of these fragrances aren't even loves for me. Like most of them, obviously they're likes or loves because I have them in my collection. I don't keep fragrances that I don't like or hate, but some of them are just likes for me, but they tend to be loves for other people. The next one is a perfect example of that. when I wear this, it is like compliments galore. And I will say, when I smell this on other people, they smell incredible. But Vanilla Candy Rock Sugar is a like for me. It's not a love. I love so many in this line, but I like this one for whatever reason. I have to be in the mood because to me, this can get really, really sweet really, really fast. So it is, I would describe it as a candied vanillic floral. So think Vanilla 28, think La Belle, think Silk Santal. Combine all those and then add a bubblegum liqueur. And the first time I wore this to work, I brought this in, you know, I kind of bring a lot of my fragrances to test them and have my friends wear them because I like to smell them on other people. That day, one of my coworker friends, bought it at Sephora. She loved it that much. And then she wore it whenever she got her perfume, she wore it to work and I could smell it immediately when I walked in the door. I could smell it down the hallway and it smelled really, really good. So this might be a fragrance that I love smelling on other people, but only like wearing it personally, but I have to go very, very easy on the trigger. My daughter pulled this out of my collection, wore this one time, went to the grocery store, and the checkout lady was like, oh my gosh, you smell so good. What are you wearing? So people really, really tend to like it in the air, but you know, something that I definitely would test because that bubblegum liqueur can be a little sweet if you go too heavy on the trigger. A fragrance that used to be kind of like my signature scent, and I wore it all the time. It was a work fragrance for me because it's nice, it's light, it's pleasant, it's fresh. I think anything like a fresh tea with musk is a very easy, pleasant fragrance. And I just realized I forgot to put this in my white t-shirt fragrances. I just filmed that video. And the reason why I forgot it because it was in this basket. Anyways, a terrific year-round fragrance is from Bulgari. This is Eau de Blanc, or the white tea. So this is a beautiful white tea musk fragrance. It has amber. It has a lot of pepper, but I don't know. I don't find it overly peppery, and maybe because it's really citrusy, this is so beautiful. Every single time I wear this, somebody tells me how good I smell. You smell fresh, you smell clean, you smell light. And I have heard that has been reformulated. My bottle is at least, I think, 5 years old. So I can't comment on the longevity of that, but someone has told me that the longevity isn't great. And I actually purchased the shampoo, the body lotion, and the conditioner. And I am very, very picky about my shampoo and conditioner. And I remember it's gone, it's long gone, but I remember when I would wear the shampoo and conditioner, I wouldn't even need fragrance. I could smell it in my hair and my hair would smell terrific. So like all the fragrances in this line have been terrific. The only one that I don't have is the blue tea. I should get that one. Okay, a fragrance that has been in my top fragrances. It's always made my top 10. My fragrances for life. I've shown this time and time again. I've taken a break, but it is always going to be in my collection. And it is always, many people always compliment me on Gris DIor. This is such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. I just love it. I love rose fragrances, but this is a gorgeous modern take on a chic, which can be, I don't know, some people might find that vintage smelling. This is a terrific modern take. It's very bubbly, it's very effervescent, it's got nice citruses, like a pop of citruses, but you have the rose, you have the patchouli, and you have the oak moss to make it a chic. And someone once told me that they thought it smelled like a grandma, but I will tell you, that was one comment. But I will tell you, the compliments I get are always from really young people. And my favorite story with this one, it was during COVID. It was during the lockdown. So I work in a hospital. So we had we kind of had a skeletalized staff, and I was the late shift there till like midnight, and it was just me. So I was like, I'm gonna go to town with my perfume. I want to smell good. I want to smell comforting. I'm just gonna go to town. So I was back in my little offices, and literally like 11:30 at night, I heard this little knock on my doorway. I'm like, yes. And it was a really, really young woman who worked at the hospital. She was one of the technologists. She said, I don't mean to sound weird or like stalky, but I could smell you all the way down the hall. I had to follow you. I had to ask you what you were wearing, and it was Gris DIor. So even if people told me that I stunk and I hated it, I'd still wear it. Absolutely love it. This, in many ways, is so me in a bottle. It's an easy reach, and it is a year-round fragrance for me. Okay, one fragrance that was kind of, I think I got this in the springtime. This is Shabby Chic by Giardini di Toscana. This is a fragrance that gets absolutely zero airtime on social media, and I get that it's not going to be for everybody, but I just find this really pleasant. It's very, it's clean, fresh, pink laundry, so I think it has rose and peony. So it's this very pink floral. It's very fresh, like pink, fresh, clean laundry. And it has musks, and it has an aroma chemical wood in the background, whether that's Javanol, I don't know, which is a molecular sandalwood, but that's pretty prominent in the background. My favorite compliment, when I wear this to work, I have worn this to work, I get at least 2 or 3 comments or compliments, but my favorite compliment was I wore this one to work. I was wearing a pink sweater, I'll never forget. I sprayed it in the morning, like 6:30 before I left. And I put it in my purse in case I needed kind of a little spritzer-upper. So I resprayed around noon just because I wanted to smell it again. I really wanted a nice scent bubble. Didn't think about it, went straight to an exercise class and workout class. And I changed my clothes. So I hadn't sprayed it since noon, changed my clothes. I was, in my little station, and slowly the trainer came over, put the microphone down and said, "Excuse me, you smell so good. What are you wearing?" I'm like, "What am I wearing?" And I was like, "Light bulb. I'm wearing Shabby Chic." And I was like, I smelled my arm, and you could smell it on my arm. It was light, but it was still present and had gone through my sweater on my skin. I had not sprayed my skin because I was wearing a sweater. And I just had this very light scent bubble that was detectable. And so that's my favorite compliment from Shabby Chic. I did have one person who got it, said they maybe got it maybe 6 months ago, and now it just kind of smells sour on them. So thankfully I don't have that. Maybe that's the sandalwood or the molecular sandalwood in there. Thankfully I don't get that, but a very, very fun, easy reach for me that people like when I wear. Okay, I'm gonna get this one out of the way. One of my most complimented fragrances is a fragrance not only do I not love, I don't even like. I don't even like this perfume. But the 2 to 3 times, I had to show it, the 2 to 3 times, maybe 4 times that I've tried to like it, tried to wear it, I have gotten a crazy, crazy amount of compliments. I cannot stand, my mother always told me not to say hate, I can't stand the opening. The opening of this is horrible. It literally makes me physically ill. Can you guess? It's a Canton Biche creation, one of the few that I don't like. The dry down is really, really pretty, only if you spray lightly. And I remember testing this in the store, spraying it on the card, putting the card in my backpack. I was down in Houston. I could smell that card in my backpack for a month, but it's Guidance. I tried Guidance and Guidance 46. My favorite compliment, but let me tell you, when I've worn this, and I've only sprayed like 2 or 3 times, I will tell you my favorite compliment. I sprayed this, it was a Sunday. I was gonna wear it to church. It was cold. I sprayed like 2 or 3 times on my sweater, put my coat on, had the coat on the entire time during church. I normally don't do that, but for this day I did. The next day, I go to work. I don't wear any fragrance. I just put the coat on, just happened to be wearing the coat that I was wearing the day before. Maybe this is 2 days later. It was at least a day or 2 days later. Go to work, show up, as again, I work in a hospital, and I went in to talk to a woman who's about to get a procedure done. So she's probably nervous, and they're usually nervous. I'm talking to her, and she said, "Excuse me, can I ask you a question?" I thought she was gonna ask me a question about whatever she was about to get done. She was like, "Can you please tell me what fragrance you're wearing? It smells really good." So not only had I not sprayed the fragrance, it had come off on my shirt from wearing the coat that I had worn when I sprayed Guidance like 2 or 3 days later. And that entire day, people were telling me how great I smelled. So admittedly, the dry down smells great. And I only like it if it's sprayed 2 times max, and I can just kind of gag my way through the opening. The dry down smells great. I can't justify a really expensive bottle for a fragrance that I only love the deep dry down, but I thought it would be fun to share that story with you. Okay, I wear white florals very, very heavily in the warmer months, particularly the summer. I would say 80% of the time, I'm wearing a Neroli Orange Blossom fragrance. Now, a lot of them have been in the rotation, so I had to narrow it down, but the one that by far gets me the most compliments, and I've had people ask me, please write down what you're wearing. They'd go to their computer and look it up online. Oh, Féminin by M. Micallef. So this is a Neroli Orange Blossom with a little bit of a green bitterness. And I want to say it's from Pédigraine. And Pédigraine is part of the orange blossom tree, but it's the part of the tree where they extract the oils from like the stems and the leaves. So it's a little bit woody, it's stemmy, and it's green, and it can be a little bit bitter. And you can get that in the opening of this fragrance, admittedly, but it doesn't stay that way forever. It's not green and bitter very long. I would say maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and it starts to dry down, and then out comes this really pretty amber. So it's a beautiful white floral, Neroli Orange Blossom, ambery floral perfume. Again, one of my most complimented fragrances. I have a huge collection. The fact that I have a dent like this is saying something, because number 1, I'm an undersprayer, and number 2, I wear something different almost every day. Love it. Will always have this in my collection. Okay, I haven't been wearing a ton of vanillas this summer. It's been really, really humid. It's been raining a ton. So a lot of people that live in my area think, oh my gosh, it's been so hot. It's been humid. It's been humid. It hasn't been like 96 degrees and sunny. It's been really, really, really humid. And for whatever reason, when it's summer and it's super humid, I don't want to wear vanillas. I don't want to wear any gourmands. I want to wear something that's light and refreshing. One of the few vanilla fragrances that I have been wearing is Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid. Is it gorgeous or blooming? Yeah, Gorgeous Orchid. Every time I went to try this in Sephora, I wasn't going to blind buy because I live 5 minutes from a Sephora. Every single time I went to my Sephora, the only fragrance that was empty, the tester, was this one. I'm like, wow, people really, really like it. I went back and back and back. Weeks would go by, months would go by. Finally, after several months, I asked a sales associate, I go, every time I come here, this fragrance is the one that's empty. This is the tester that's empty. I'd really love to try it. And so she got out a bottle. I sprayed it. I'm like, wow, this smells really good, because it's a vanillic floral that has that banana vibe. And that's kind of the vibe I like. I like a vanilla white flower, which doesn't have to be a white flower, but I love a vanilla floral that has a banana vibe. And for that reason, this is going to be polarizing. It is not going to be for everybody, because it's a beachy vanilla. There's something beachy about it in here. I can't put my finger on it, but it's definitely beachy. It's sweet. There's a lot of vanilla, and it's floral. And usually the flowers that smell, that can have a banana vibe when you mix it with vanilla, tend to be tuberose and ylang-ylang. Those are the big ones. Now, this might have jasmine in it. I don't know. It probably has orchid, which is a fantasy note. And orchid, when it's in fragrances, tends to be like an exotic, spicy, tropical floral. So add that tropical floral with some beachiness and vanilla, and it comes up, and everything comes together to create a beachy, green, floral vanilla. And I haven't worn it that much, but every single time I wear it, like the friends of mine, the coworkers of mine who enjoy vanilla, go crazy over this fragrance. And that's why it was always kind of empty as a tester at my Sephora. Okay, I also forgot to mention that, I don't know if you've been noticing, but I've been doing 2 versions of videos that I do. I usually do a long format video, and then I'll do like a short, maybe kind of narrow down my top 5 or so picks from that long version. There is a fragrance in here that far and away is my most complimented fragrance or perfume ever since I got it. Like, if I wore fragrances simply to get compliments, simply to have someone come up to me and say, oh my gosh, You smell so good. What are you wearing? There's one in here, and I will make a YouTube short of that fragrance. So you want to know what my most complimented fragrance has been over the past, let's say, maybe 6 to 8 months. My short will come out right after this video. That being said, I love the Gucci Bloom line. And for the longest time, I didn't buy anything in the line, not because I didn't love it, but because one of my dearest, dearest friends, the original was her signature scent. So I thought, no, I'm gonna let her wear that and I'll just enjoy it on her. Well, sadly, she moved away and so I can't smell it anymore. So that's when I started to pick up a few in the line. My newest acquisition in the Gucci Flora line, or the Gucci Bloom line, is Profumo di Fiori. This one right here. It smells very, very similar to the original. It smells very, very similar to Ambrosia di Fiore. Do I need both? No, but they're both really, really pretty. There's something about this fragrance. So it is a bouquet of very, very white flowers with ylang ylang. So think jasmine, think tuberose, maybe a little bit of honeysuckle, ylang ylang. And you're just surrounded by a beautiful garden growing all these flowers, and they have been baking in the sun all day. So they're warm, they are sunny, they are at peak bloom. They're just really, really pretty. And I think this is one of the best white floral designer fragrances. I can't even remember who the perfumer is for this one. Maybe it's Alberto Moriatis, I'm not sure. So well done. And every time I wear this, I kind of get the same reaction that I used to give my friend Karen. Wow, you smell so pretty. It's so nice. What are you wearing? It's very pretty. It's crowd pleasing as long as you like floral fragrances. I have one coworker who does not like floral fragrances. I know when she works, so I never wear this around her. But other than that, it's a beautifully done white floral that people love when I wear it. Okay, coming down to a beautiful, beautiful fragrance in my collection. One of my favorite. I love this perfume. It's a fairly simple fragrance. Is this a groundbreaking fragrance? No. But for what it is so perfectly done. I would say this is a 10 out of 10 Musk fragrance. Not Musk Therapy, but K Musk K. It's clean, it's fresh, it has a little bit of powderiness to it. It's gauzy, it's musky, it's lightly floral. The main flower in here is an iris. And so the iris is mostly powdery. It can be powdery or lipsticky. I don't really get a heavy lipstick in here. There's another flower, I want to say it's sand lily. I have one other perfume with sand lily in it. So I would just say like maybe a warm white floral, but iris is the star, a beautiful powdery musk. I get a freshness in here, so I think there are citruses in here. And if you like something like Glacier You, or a sonic flower, or a fleur de peau, like combine all those together, you're going to get something very, very close to Musk K, although this just has that little something extra special. And it has a little hint of a citrus something that I don't really get in the others. And I just think it makes it that much more clean and that much more fresh. So really kind of the ultimate fresh, delicate, musky, soft, powdery laundry. But I actually think for those of you who find that kind of category boring, you probably will not find this boring. And this is such a heavily complimented perfume. If I just wanted compliments, I need compliments, I want to smell good, I'm gonna pick this one. This is so pleasant to the nose. Now, a brand new fragrance. Now, I haven't had it that long, but every time I wear it, I get a compliment. This is Acne Studios by Frederic Malle. I've shown this in previous videos. This falls into that. I would say it's clean. Clean, fresh to me implies more citruses. Clean implies like a soapiness. So this is more of a clean. So this is, again, clean, fresh laundry with a big hit of peach. So I'm telling you, Every time I wear it, somebody says, 1 or 2 people say, you smell so clean, you smell so fresh, so good. The one compliment that someone gave me, they meant for it to be a compliment, but I was like, oh my gosh, somebody said, you smell so clean, you smell like shower to shower powder. And I was like, if you only knew how much this perfume costs, I could really smell like this with some drugstore powder. Let me get on it. I mean, it was like a blast from the past. I can't remember, like shower to shower each day helps your odor away. Remember that? My family used to have that powder, but I can't say for sure how closely it smells, but it was funny that she came up with it. So clearly there's something there, and really, really nice. So that was it. Some of my most complimented fragrances that I'm getting at the moment. As you have seen, these are fragrances, in one case, I don't even like. Other cases, they're likes, they're not loves. And then the other ones, of course, I just love and adore and have been wearing them. So I like to do this type of video every 6 months or so. And again, I will do another one at the end of the year to try and compile and tabulate what are my most complimented fragrances for the year, because I think it's fun and I love, they're probably my favorite videos to watch other perfume content creators do. Thanks again for sticking around. Thanks for watching. If you haven't yet told us all down below what your most complimented fragrances, and toss in some of the stories. Those are my favorite. Please do that down below. And with that, I'll see you on the next one.